Joining us now is Southeastern Grocers CEO Anthony Hucker. Anthony, it's good to have you. Let's start with the supply chain issues. This was mostly, we thought, a 2020 story. Now all of a sudden it's fall of 2021, and what's happening?
Right. Nice to see you again, Kelly. Thanks for having me back. I think the first thing to say is thanks to our 40,000 associates that are on the front line every single day dealing with pandemics and tropical storms and depressions. We like to say that the supply chain is bending, but it's not broken. But certainly there are certain issues in some categories such as fresh poultry, frozen foods, and soft drinks.
So fresh poultry, frozen foods. Are we talking about these issues because there are plant shutdowns again? Is there, I understand there's kind of obviously been a long-going issue with transportation. Is it about getting the product to where you are? What's happening?
Yeah, exactly. So we're having manufacturer plant shutdowns for sure. That's number one. Number two, Kelly, as the food away from home segment comes back, I mean, it's not completely back, but people are enjoying eating out. That means there's actually a confluence of requirement from an employment perspective. So with driver shortages and DC outs, actually getting the product to the store is actually what the headwind is right now.
Interesting. So, for people who go, well, you know what? Last March, I went and I raided my supermarket and I stocked up my freezer. Is that the kind of environment that we're in again? Because like Tyler was saying, there's been some anecdotal, maybe emptier shelves than you might expect. But how severe is all this compared with last year, and how ongoing do you expect it to be?
Yeah, so we're better, Kelly, than we were at this point last year with the panic buying and the lockdown. Of course, we're in the buckle of hurricane belt, and we've got Tropical Storm Fred on its way to hit the Florida Keys here tomorrow morning. So there's been some panic buying with the usual suspects in water, pasta, tin products. But what's putting more pressure on is the increased freight costs that you already mentioned. In some instances, in produce, for example, the cost of the box and packaging and freight can be more than what's actually the fruit that's actually inside the box.
What are you doing with respect to masking or vaccines, or encouraging or requiring for your teammates and also for your customers? What are they being asked to do, if anything?
Yeah, so Tyler, we are requiring all of our associates to wear masks. And for our customers, that's obviously a choice that they can make, but we strongly encourage them to do so. And there, as far as vaccinations are concerned, we have a full supply of vaccinations. We strongly encourage our associates to get vaccinated. And for our customers, we actually offer them $15 of free own brand groceries if they come to one of our stores, Winn-Dixie's, Harvey's, or Fresco Mass, and come and get their vaccination. In Florida, unfortunately, we have 20% of the new positive cases, and Florida is only 6.5% of the U.S. population. But in the last week, we've had more positive cases than 30 states combined. So it's a tough environment right now for our associates, and again, couldn't be prouder of them serving on the front lines.
Well, that could lead to a whole separate conversation about why Florida right now, but we'll let that one pass. What about labor? Are you having a hard time filling open positions?
Yeah, there's definitely a pressure on labor, Tyler, but we're in good shape. I think it's more prevalent in quick service restaurant verticals, whereby QSR restaurants are actually having to close their hours or actually close a number of days. But we're registered as a great place to work. And so I think people actually enjoy working for Southeastern Grocers because we've gone through a financial turnaround and a cultural transformation over the last few years. So we're actually in good shape. We're open full hours.